I'm one of the Sunday school teachers. We try to teach something during Sunday school.
You are a Sunday school teacher?
Yes. Sometimes I feel that when we are teaching some concepts, some ideas, I don't know whether I'm teaching the correct thing or whether I'm teaching the things that I'm supposed to be teaching. Because we don't really have a sort of a syllabus. The syllabus is created by ourselves. So I want to hear what Bhante has to say about what are the subjects or concepts that we should be concentrating on teaching the youths and the children as well, of course.
What was the question?
Okay, I ask again.
Huh?
Bhante, I have, let's say I have 2 hours every Sunday. What do you think I should be teaching?
What you should teach? Is that your question?
That's right, sir.
Well, it depends on the level. You see, the Sunday school may be having children at different ages or different levels, you see. I would say that there are 4 main levels that you should teach. There are 4 words that we should use. English, not English words, these are Pali words. Saddha, Sila, Samadhi, Panya. Those are the 4 levels. Saddha refers to devotion. Now the English word that we can use is the word devotion. Now devotion is devotional exercises like offering flowers to the Buddha or offering various foods, or maybe bowing to the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha, and reciting certain things. Now that kind of thing is devotional practices. So that devotion really means we are being devoted to certain values. In other words, this is called a sense of values. The children must be taught what are the values of life. This is that we must be able to understand what is valuable in life. So one important value is what is called being good. Goodness is a value. So when we think of the Buddha, we think of the Buddha as a person who has become good, the highest good, attained to the highest good. So when we think of the Buddha, we think of one who has become good in every way. And then being good is one value. Another value is happiness. We want to be happy. So happiness is another value. Then there is another value, and that value is wisdom. We want to be wise. We don't want to be foolish. So these are three values that we should be able to appreciate: to be good, to be happy, and to be wise. Now, being good, once we are valuing and we worship what we value. Now, what is the meaning of worship? Worship means worth-ship. Worth-ship. That means we recognize the worth of something. So we worship the Buddha means we regard the Buddha as of great worth. Becoming a Buddha is a worthy thing. And the teaching of the Buddha is the Dhamma. And the Dhamma is of great worth. Then Sangha means those who are following the teachings of the Buddha. And that is also of great worth. So we think of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha that represents goodness, happiness and wisdom. Now to think of these values, that's the devotional part of our practice. So mainly the smallest children should be given these values. That is the early teachings. Then from there on, we begin to cultivate these values. Now, goodness is cultivated by practicing good behavior. Good behavior is the starting point where we begin what is called Sila, the 5 precepts. That is being good. It is only when we value goodness that we will be able to become good. Good behavior comes from the valuing of goodness. If we don't value goodness, then we will not be practicing good behavior. So this is why I say that Buddhism is not done by fear of going to hell or greed of going to heaven. That is not the important thing here. To value goodness. So we want to practice Sila not because we want to go to heaven or to avoid hell. That means you are doing it to satisfy other people. we have to find out the value of goodness, and only because we appreciate goodness that we begin to practice the good life. That is how it should be. So that is sila. Then when say like the teenagers, that is the time when we should talk to them about happiness. Happiness is not stimulating the senses. Normally, people think that is happiness. Stimulating the senses means looking at beautiful things, or hearing pleasant music, or smelling pleasant perfumes, or tasting pleasant food, or touching or feeling comfort in the body. That is not happiness. That is called pleasure. Pleasure and happiness are two different things. Pleasure is stimulating the senses. That is what pleasure is all about. But happiness is a state of mind, free from worries, free from fears, free from unhappiness. That is a state of mind. And that comes by purifying the mind, freeing the mind of emotions, and calming the mind. That is what happiness is all about. So instead of going after pleasures, we should go after happiness. That is the teaching of the Buddha. So that is another lesson to a higher level, like the teenagers. That is the time when we should teach the teenagers, because the teenagers are the people who begin to seek pleasures. So we have to show them about happiness, not about pleasure. So then comes wisdom. It is only when we begin to teach them wisdom that we have to talk to them about the impermanence of all the pleasures in the world. The three characteristics of life, anicca, dukkha, and anatta. That is the wisdom. Anicca is that everything in the world is dependent on conditions. That what we call determinism is talking about that everything is dependent on conditions. And whatever is dependent on conditions is unstable. Whatever is dependent on conditions is unstable. If I sit on a chair and the legs are broken, then I fall. You see, so whatever is dependent on conditions is not stable. It is like a piece of ice. The ice is dependent on conditions, dependent on the temperature. If the temperature changes, it becomes water. The ice becomes water. So in the same way, whatever is dependent on conditions is unstable, and what is unstable is insecure. That insecurity of life, that every person who is born has to grow old, fall sick and die. That is the insecurity of life. And what is insecure is not under our power, not as we want. What is not as we want is not under my power. And what is not under my power doesn't belong to me. And what doesn't belong to me is not mine. So what is not mine must be given up. Not to become attached to what is not mine. So this body itself, although we think this is my body, this body is not mine because this body is dependent on condition. It begins to grow old, it begins to fall sick, it begins to die. So what is not as I want is not mine. What is not mine is not myself. So this body itself is not mine and not myself. So we have to give up our attachments even to the body. So this is how we give up attachment to everything. So that is the wisdom part of it. Anicca, dukkha and anatta. So that is for the grown-up children who are now going out of the Dhamma school. They should know these things before they go. So those levels, if you can have, you can even have books written with these 3 levels, 4 levels. Saddha, Sila, Samadhi, Panya. That Samadhi refers to the happiness and Panya is the wisdom. So those are the values of life. Those are the things that should be taught to the children.